It's Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring. But wait a minute, why is a channel called Let's Review Crap Writing doing an excellent but occasionally mentally ill review of literally the greatest trilogy ever made? Well, my special little friends, I've watched some utter trash since starting this channel, so I'm doing a bit of a dirty protest and having some fun with my favourite franchise. Film begin, and oh my god, it actually turns out that Rings of Power show from Amazon, it was actually a prequel, because definitely not Sauron Hellbrand. He was actually Sauron the entire time, right? And then he forged a bunch of rings, like 3 for the elves, 7 for the short fellas, and a big fat 9 for the evolved apes. But actually, he did a really big sneaky by forging another ring in secret so he could rule them all. And that pissed everyone off, so they go for a big wartime. And look, there's Incel Hellbrand Sauron. He straight up Incel yeets Isildur. But whoa. That actually makes no sense, because I thought Isildur got deaded in episode 7. Or was that a fake out death by these two dipstick riders who have no idea what they're doing? Anyway, he chops off Hellbrand's favourite finger and then takes the ring for his own. But then he actually gets deaded himself, for like actual realsies this time, and the ring is lost forever. Until that dried up ballsack golem found it, and then it got stolen from him by a midget burglar. Soon transmission, and here comes definitely recovered from his heroin addiction, no longer a hobo Gandalf, and there's Frodo, who says, "You're late." And that pissed Gandalf off, who says, "Shut the duck up, midget, I turn up when I want to." So then they get a bit gay together, and then travel down to the Shires because it's Bilbo's birthday. And there he is. But hold those horses, because Gandalf's just noticed something. That short fella, right? He ain't aged a day since like the last time he saw him. It's party time where all those midgets are drinking, which is illegal, and now Bilbo is giving a speech, and he's saying, "I'm really old. I've lived here for absolutely ages, and like, some of you guys are pretty cool, but the other half are a bunch of utter dildos. Anyway, F the lot of you," and then he like straight up disappears, which is amazing. Back to Bilbo's house, where he turns uninvisible. And look, there's a ring, and that's very interesting. So he walks into the living room where Gandalf, who somehow managed to beat him home, says, "Oh, you think that was clever, don't you? It wasn't. It gave me a big old fright. Also, what's that ring about?" And he's like, it's nothing, don't worry about it. Anyway, I'm leaving everything to Frodo, including this ring." "Wait, no I'm not. It's mine. It's my precious." And Gandalf's like, "Hell nah, I've heard someone say that before. It was like a little short fella, had terrible teeth. Oh my god, I think that ring is evil, dude. So stop being a little bitch and just hand it over." And he's like, "Yeah, alright, sure." Anyway, gotta go, and then tries to fuck off. But the ring, he's still got it in his pocket. So Gandalf says, "Just hand over your ring piece, you utter state of a man." It's later, and Gandalf is chilling, and here's Frodo, who says, "Oh, I take it he's gone then." And Gandalf goes, "Yeah, he's off to live with the elves and all that. Oh, and also, here's this ring. And he's giving you the house too, by the way. But anyway, must go now, cheerio chap and all that in it. Let's head to Mordor. And they're torturing some guy who just said Baggins's Shire. And now a load of bigoted riders are out to do with terrorism somewhere. So while that's happening, what's that old hobo Gandalf up to? Well, he's studying for his grade 10. But holy crap, that ring might actually be that ring that Incel Hellbrand, like Sauron guy made. Oh my god, if it turns out to be that ring, that's quite a big oh shit moment if you ask me. So let's go to the pub, where those old guys are saying, "Oh, there's some really weird stuff going on right now. There's goblins knocking around, like cloaked horse riders, and drag queens reading stories to children. Oh, it's a real mysterious, very strange times. I bet there's a war coming." So Frodo goes home. But there's something even weirdlier going on right now, because like, the windows are open, and he didn't do that. And oh my god, it's a heroin addict! Wait, no, sorry. It's recovered Gandalf, who says, "Give us your ring, mate," and then yeets it on the fire, and then tells Frodo to touch his ring piece, and asks, "Can you see anything?" And Frodo's like, "No, it's just a ring, quite nice." Oh my god, wait, no, there's writing on it now! So they start having some tea, and Gandalf is telling Frodo, "Look, this is actually really dangerous. That Sauron guy, who literally would have been happy in Numenor if it weren't for that Galadriel bitch. He's actually seeking that ring and will find it one day. Well, he better not though, because like really bad things will happen." And Frodo, he's a smart midget saying, we could just bloody hide it, you know, we could just chuck it off a bridge or something. But Gandalf's mega scared, telling Frodo, look, get out of this place right now and I'll meet you out at the pub, as I really need to go see my mate to discuss some stuff and then compare the lengths of our staffs. So Frodo gets all his gear on. But stop right there, small man. Something is outside that window. Oh my god, someone's been trimming the verge, so to speak. It's Samwise Gamgee, who's been dropping eaves and knows everything, and they can't be having that. So Frodo's like, should we kill him? And Gandalf, he's a bit softer these days, saying, nah, I actually killed 3 chicks once when I was high on the old juice. I've never lived that one down. You guys should actually just team up instead. Gandalf goes to see Dracula Man and says, you know that ring that incel Sauron made? That found it, mate. Those midgets had it the entire time. And Saruman says, that's some pretty big news, because Sauron is gathering up quite a bit of strength over in Mordor right now, and he's going to be pissed once he's strong enough, and obviously we're going to start a war. So Gandalf asks, how the hell do you know all this? And Saruman says, I saw it in my bowling ball. Oh, and also those bigoted riders in black. Yeah, they're going to go kill those midgets right now. Gandalf is shook, so he's about to leave, but all the doors have just been closed for some kind of reason. Oh my god, it actually turns out that Saruman is actually a bit of a dildo, and he's been poisoned by Incel Halbrand and his woman-hating bigotry. So they get old man fighting with sticks, and now Gandalf is being airily yeeted up to the top. Back to the Hobbits, and they're walking through cornfields. But what the duck? Here were 2 other midgets out of nowhere. Wait a minute, hold on, no way, that's Charlie from Lost. And there's Pippin, and they've been smuggling carrots, and that pissed the farmer off, so they have to run big time. Then they fall off a cliff, and no one died, just the carrots. But stop right there, Frodo is seeing things and tells them to get off the road, so they go hide underneath some tree roots. Just like Galadriel did in the Rings of Power. And there's a retarded horse now, and there's one of the bigoted riders who's sniffing out minorities. But they're actually cis-het white men, so it fucks off. They all agree we need to run big time, so they get running. But look out, there's a bigot, and there's another one. So quick, short people, run quickly! And now they're escaping, and they're on a small boat thingy, and now obviously the bigots can't get there because they don't like water. They get to finish place, and then give the gate a good old knock-in, where Angry Guardman is like, what the hell do you guys want? And Frodo says, we're going to the Prancing Pony. And Angry Man is like, what? The Prancing Pony? That's the gayest shit I've ever heard. But you know what? It's raining, so fine, you can come in. Let's head to the inn, where they're getting drinking with their little cups there. And that's actually pretty cool. But shut that front door. They actually come in pints. So Pippin is like, I'm getting one. And oh, whoa, look. Someone is really interested in him right now. So Frodo asks Pubman, who's that geezer checking us out? And he says, oh, that man, that's Strider. He's a real cool ranger. What's going on at the bar though? Well, it's Pippin, who's now telling everyone, yeah, Baggins and all that. I know Frodo. He's right over there. So Frodo's like, oh my god, you idiot. We're meant to be in incognito mode here. And then falls down, and then catches a ring on his finger, and would you believe it, he goes invisible. And then a little while later unvisibles himself, and there's Strider, who totally kidnaps him saying, you've got a ring, and that's some pretty heavy shit you've got there. I think I know what you've got. So what's happening outside? It's the bigoted riders, and they're coming to the Prancing Pony, and then head to his bedroom, where they're about to do a murder on those midgets. But psych! They actually had a booking area, so got upgraded to business class, and obviously we're never in the room to begin with. Let's go check out Sauron, whose Wi-Fi calling Sauron, and is getting commanded to build a massive army by burning down trees, which will obviously piss off the Middle-earth Green Lobby. But there's something else going on. It's above, and it's Gandalf, who's seriously reconsidering that heroine's sobriety right now. Well, that was great. So back to the midgets, who have just travelled to an old watchtower, and then they go for nap time. But oh my god, no they haven't, because those idiots are cooking up some sausages, revealing their entire location. And here comes the bigots, and they're there to spread their Ben Shapiro YouTube links. So it's big wartime, with their throbbing swords and all that. And then Frodo, oh dear jeebus, he's in real trouble right now. So he puts the ring on, and then sees the bigots for who they really are. So then he gets stabbed, But look out, here's Aragorn and he's really pissed off. That stab wound though, is quite bad, guys. I mean, we're talking real bad. Because it turns out that sword is actually magic. And if he doesn't get elvish medicine, he'll become a bigot himself. Back to Isengard, where here's a moth. And here's Gandalf, so he tries to smoke it for that sweet, sweet high. But it does F all. And then down below, those guys are making like sword guns and stuff. But that ain't all actually, because they even have the pod babies growing in the ground, just like the World Economic Forum wants us to have. Flippity flop to Frodo, who's dying big time. So quick, get him some medicine, Eric. Whoa. Someone else just rolled up right here, guys. It's Arwen, who's also an elf. And she's going to get Frodo some help. So they get rolling on their horses. But look out, there's the bigger riders coming for her elf gold. So she hits the nitro on that GTR horsey. And then gets into a river saying, if you want my midget, come at me, bro. And also, here's a tsunami. Later, bitches. Does Frodo die, though? Of course not, dinguses. He wakes up on October the 24th. And there's Gandalf, who never relapsed. Although he's now on the weed, saying, you're lucky you didn't get deaded. And totally sorry for not meeting you at the LGBT inn. I got delayed by Saruman. But luckily, I had some eagle mates. Time passing. And Samwise is getting his shit together saying, look, we did what we were meant to do. Bring the ring here. So let's go home. And Frodo is like, yeah, I'm kind of done with these creeps as well. Let's hit the road. Flip to Gandalf and Chadron, who were talking about those evil guys saying that they're actually building an army. And we're in deep trouble because all those pronoun allies we thought we had, well, they're actually a bunch of fake pussies. Oh, and that ring can't actually stay here either, bro. You're going to need to go take it somewhere else. Because, god damn it, Gandalf, I was there when the strength of men failed. I took a Sildor straight to that mountain where that pyroclastic flow jizzed all over Galadriel's face. And then somehow she survived. And you know what I said to him? I tells him, look you dingus, cast it into the fire. But he said no. And now, like, we all suck. And, like, the men suck. Oh, my God, we're so weak right now. Oh, my God. And Gandalf, he ain't happy about all this nihilism and says, look, we still have that Aragorn guy. You know, he's pretty cool and quite handsome and literally the greatest role model in the world. But it turns out the guy has chosen exile, which is a real shame because he would have been like really useful as the king right now. Wait, people are now turning up for some kind of reason. It's Ned Stark. And then there's Elfman and Short Bloke. So let's go have big meeting time where Chadron is like, look, we're all here because Incel Hellbrand is being a total little bitch right now. And we need to unite, or he will do what all incels do. And since he's white, that spells utter disaster in the press. So Ned Stark gets up saying, I had a dream. I was on a chopping block, and there was this guy called Joffrey Wright. Oh my god, he's a dick. Anyway, he chopped my nugget off. And then also in that dream I saw a ring, so that must mean something. Why don't we use this ring piece to totally kick the Mordor's asses? But Aragorn says, that ring ain't gonna answer to us. It has one master. And that pissed Ned off. He's like, who's this bitch? Why is he talking to me? And Elfman piles up saying, that's Aragorn, you utter dildo. He's basically your boss. And then Shortman gets up saying, what are you lot all like whinging about? I mean, you look like children. Let's just kick his ass right here so he does an axe attack on it. But oh my god, that thing is magic, so his axe explodes. And it turns out that the ring can't be destroyed by anything but Mount Doom. So Ned, he's got a lay of the land saying, one does not simply walk into Mordor. Which I guess is kind of a fact check false because in like the third film, they pretty much walk into Mordor. Anyway, they're all arguing again, big time, because they can't decide who's going to take it. So Frodo, he may be a midget and like the potential descendant of Lenny Henry, which is scary enough, but he's got courage and says, I'll take the bloody ring to Mordor. So everyone is like, yeah, right, that's cool. Anyway, here's my sword, and here's my bow, and my axe. And Ned Stark wants to like tag along too. And now they have a Fellowship of the Ring, just like the film's title. So they'll fuck off across Middle Earth, which legit makes me want to have a quest in real life because, come on, look at that scenery. And now they're chilling and Ned is teaching them how to get beheaded. And look, there's Shortman saying, I have a bunch of mates down in Moria. We could go that way, you know, it's because we're going the long route. And Gandalf says, no way, I would only go into that midget cave if I absolutely have to. But wait, someone's elf eyes has just seen something. It's the birds from Birdemic, and they don't want to get their eyes pecked out by a bunch of assholes. So they go hide, and now Gandalf is saying, those seagulls, right, they're actually Sauron's and he's watching the path. You know what? We should go up in the mountain path instead, bros. Let's head to Isengard, and holy shit balls, like Gandalf was right, those seagulls saw everything, and now Saruman knows all of their plans. So he's like, Gandalf, if you think you're putting a sneaky one on me, you're so stupid. Oh my god, you call yourself an Istari. Oh, you're a dingus. Anyway, here's a giant snowstorm. And that screwed everything up because there's rock slides and snow and winds and all that. So they're completely screwed. And they need to decide, how are we going to get to where we need to go? Do we go by Rohan, which brings them close to Isengard? Or do they go by Khazad-dûm, which is totally the place they found the Mithril batteries in? And then totally woke up the Balrog. So Gandalf, he knows the danger of going down into the mines, but doesn't want to take any of the blame. So asks Midget Man, you've got the ring, buddy. Which way do you want to go? And Frodo's like, well, I have no idea what the hell you lot are on about, so I guess we'll go down the mine. Soon transmission, and enter the walls of Moria. But there's a big ducking issue. They haven't got a clue how to get in because that door is locked. And it says, if you want to enter my underpassage, you got to speak friend and enter. So Gandalf is like, oh my god, I know this one. Dwarf people, I really like you. Can I come in? But sadly it doesn't work. And there's Pippin, who's yeeting rocks into the lake, which was really, really stupid because there's something bloody in there. And wait, Frodo just worked out the door thingy. And he tells Gandalf, it's a riddle, you stone dingus. Speak friend and enter. And Gandalf's like, oh my god, you're right. Merlon. And the doors open, so that was very easy. And they go inside. And oh my god, it's actually a tomb. And now there's some Japanese tentacle monsters trying to do a hentai on that Frodo fella. And everyone's really big shook, so they start cutting off his tentacle dicks. And then totally getting Khazad-dûm. They get rocking through Moria, under the specific instructions to be quiet. And it also turns out that this mine wasn't actually for gold, it was for Mithril. Which totally means, like in season 1 of The Rings of Power, where Durin and his butt buddy, like Elrond, are going like, oh my god, I can't believe my dad said no. And then like, but they still don't. What's the point in The Rings of Power? Anyway, they get rolling up to 3 tunnel entrances. And Gandalf, he's pretty smart, but not that smart, saying, I have no memory of this place. And look very closely. There's something down there. So Frodo asks him, who's that dried up ballsack guy following us? And Gandalf tells him, look, that's Gollum. He's a bit of a dick. He's also quite mad that your uncle stole that ring from him. So obviously he kind of wants it back. But hang on. Like Gandalf just realised which way we have to go down in the tunnels. And Pippin's like, oh my god, you remember which way to go. And Gandalf says, no you dingus. If in doubt, always follow your nose. Just like he did when recovering from his heroin addiction in The Rings of Power, where the writers thought they were being very clever, when in fact they completely destroyed the canon because Gandalf shouldn't have even been in the bloody show in the first place. So they get rolling again, and hey, it's the room with a bunch of dead people inside, and there's a book that describes how they all got died to death. It was by bigot goblins, and holy shit, that numbskull Took guy just drop kicked that dead guy down the well, and that pissed off all the goblins below. So it's big fight time. And oh my god, they have a cave troll that totally stabs Frodo to absolute death. Wait, no it didn't. He's got Mithril plus 10 armor, which means he never died. Now I need to get the elves to duck out of there because there's more of those bigots coming along. So to the bridge of Khazad-dûm they go. And there's a bunch of those bigoted goblins that are all calling out the woodwork and now surrounding them, saying, maybe we shouldn't believe everything the government tells us. But wait a minute, now they're all running away. And what the other shit is going on over there? It's a Balrog, which is totally the one from the Rings of Power. So run, midgets! Run like your lives depend on it! And look, there's the bridge in the distance, so they get rolling even hardlier. But that Balrog, oh my god, it's very quick and very angry, and then catches up with them saying, look, I had to put up with Elrond and Durin talking about giving each other their meat. And that still really haunts me to this day. So if you don't mind, form an orderly queue and I'll eat you one by one. But Gandalf says, Hell no, you cannot pass. And would you look at that, it couldn't pass him. But oh no, he just got bigot slapped by his whip. And then Gandalf, he's about to die and says to the other guys, fly you fools. And they're like, what? Do you mean use the eagles to fly over Mount Doom and then drop the ring in it? Because that's the kind of vibe I'm getting right now. Oh wait, sorry, he's just fallen off the ledge and like now he's gonna go die. So we'll never get that closure. And I think I've just opened up a can of worms in the comment section with that one. They get out and they're big upset because that guy, he meant a lot to them. But Aragorn then into crying saying, get these little bitches up, we need to roll. And Ned shouts, give him a moment for pity's sake. And that doesn't cut it with Aragorn. He says, look, those bigots will be out here come nightfall telling us that drag queen story out for kids is not appropriate for minors, considering its sexual nature. So they get running into the woods. And it's actually pretty nice. And Gimli says, look, keep your midget eyes open because there's some big time evil shit that goes down in here. And oh no, sorry, they've just been caught. They get transported to Elf House. And it turns out they're actually quite nice guys. I mean, they're pretty cool. But who the hell is this? It's Galadriel. Wait, no it's not. Galadriel is like 5'2" with a pissy attitude. Who the hell is this imposter? And wait a minute, that's Celeborn. But I thought he was dead. Oh my god, I'm so confused right now. Anyway, she's telling them, look, shit is really screwed up right now, but if you guys don't screw it up, you'll be absolutely fine. Now go to bed and like eat some food and stuff. It's later and Frodo is out taking a walk. And there's the imposter Galadriel, who's far too ethereal to be a jumped up Mary Sue from the Rings of Power. And she asks him, do you want to look in my mirror? And he's like, okay, I will, but I hope things don't get weird. So he does. And oh my god, there's the Shire. And now it's on fire by far-right extremists. And they're saying, maybe we should have secure borders in case we let murderers and terrorists in. And oh my god, that's terrible. And Galadriel says, I know what you saw. And if you don't buck your ideas up and increase your censorship, that's going to happen. Oh, and also that Ned fella, he's going to go and try and take that ring from you. So Frodo, he's a little flaky and says, all right, I've had enough. Just take the ring from me. And Galadriel, she's blown away by this, saying, this is freaking awesome. I could totally be really hot and also really wait, no, sorry. What am I on about? Screw this. I quite like being an accurate, like, representation of the book and not like the representation of the modern age. So Frodo, you can do it, buddy. And he's like, look, first of all, it's Frodo, but okay, sounds cool to me. Morning time, and Galadriel is handing out some participation prizes, like a bow for an elf, some daggers for children, elven rope to Samwise, and a lava lamp for Frodo, who's pretty confused saying, what the utter shit have I got used for a lava lamp? So Galadriel tells him, look, listen here you little shit, I know a few things. Now piss off and use it when it's all dark and all that. They're now on the river in little boats. And look over there guys, there's those bigoted Uruk-hai. And oh my god, that's very, very scary. So they get their asses further down the river. Look at this, and they even found some really cool statues of some old kings and all that. Which I'm pretty sure in 2,000 years time, it'll be like the focal piece in Middle-earth's version of the Ancient Alien series. Anyway, waterfall, big dangerous. So they go land and get camping because those orcs are patrolling the eastern shores. And they need the cover of the night to start progressing further. But wait, where the utter duck is Frodo? Well, funny you should ask that, because the most important midget in the world just fucked off by himself. And hey look, there's Ned Stark who's picking up some logs telling him, that ring is really doing a number on you. Maybe we should try using it in other ways instead of carrying it all the time. Now give me your ring piece. But Frodo ain't about to let Neddy boy take it from him, saying, you ain't getting my ring piece, so it's fighting time. Where Frodo puts the ring on and then gets running. But where does he go? He's gone hiding. And look, there's the Eye of Hellbrand who's telling him, you lot utterly suck, I want my ring back. But he just fell backwards, but he's okay. And hey look, it's Aragorn who's like, how's that ring, buddy? Looks pretty cool, doesn't it? And Frodo completely shook, saying, look, it's my ring. And he's like, don't worry about it, I'm not actually interested in your midget ring. Anyway, look behind him, guys. There's some bloody bigot orcs coming out of nowhere. So it's big fighting time while Frodo gets running. And look, he's now behind a tree. And there's Merry and Pippin who shout, oi, Frodo, you run and we'll distract him. And he's like, okay, well, first of all, it's Frodo, but all right, thank you very much. I hope you guys don't die. So they get running where all those orcs are now going to go chase him, and they're about to do a murder. And hey look, it's Ned Stark, and he's here to save the day. Wait, no, he just died again like he does in everything else. And now those Uruk-hai have the midgets. What's Frodo doing now? Well, he's bitch crying thinking, I wish I never had this really, really sexy ring. I'd rather be in my hobbit hole smoking crack and smashing hobbit hookers. But oh my god, gotta roll. And look, there's Sam, who's coming along saying, Frodo, you can't do all that crack on your own. You're too much of a pussy. And Frodo's like, alright, fine. Look, get in a boat with me, but if you gob on my crack pipe, you're out, mate. And that's it. Film finished. And holy crap balls, I absolutely love this film.
Subscribe button.
Is always right.